Welcome back to the Next Mission podcast. I'm your host, Alex Leonovich. Whether you're buying your first home, relocating across the United States, or investing in real estate, choosing the right real estate agent may be one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. Most buyers spend hours online searching for homes, but only a few minutes choosing the person that's going to guide them through a purchase worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, we're going to change that. In this episode, we're going to discuss the questions every buyer should ask before hiring a real estate agent. Think of this as conducting a job interview. After all, your agent works for you. Let's get started. How long have you been selling real estate? Experience isn't everything, but it matters. Someone who's been through multiple market cycles, probably negotiated in hot markets, slow markets, multiple offer situations, inspections that fall through, financing issues, and appraisal challenges. But don't immediately dismiss a newer agent. Instead ask, who mentors you? Who helps when difficult situations arise? A great team behind a newer agent can sometimes outperform a more experienced agent working by themselves. Question 2, do you work full-time in real estate? This question tells you where their priorities are. Buying a home doesn't happen between 5 and 7 in the evening. Homes hit the market every day. Deadlines happen during business hours. You want someone who cares, whose career, not hobby, is helping clients buy homes. What markets do you specialize in? Real estate is local. You're going to hear that over and over. An excellent agent in Miami may know very little about Tampa. A great luxury agent may know little about first-time homebuyers. Ask, which neighborhoods do you know best? How many homes have you sold there? What trends are you seeing? A local expert brings insights Zillow can't provide. Question 4, how do you help buyers compete in multiple offer situations? Inventory can still be tight in some markets. The best agent doesn't simply submit offers, they develop strategies. They know how to structure terms, how to communicate with listing agents, when to negotiate, and maybe more importantly, when to walk away. Winning isn't always about offering the highest price. It's about presenting the strongest offer. Question 5, how available are you? Communication is everything. Ask, will I work directly with you? Do you have an assistant? What's your preferred communications method? And how quickly will you respond? Buying a home can move incredibly fast. If your agent takes 2 days to answer a text message, you could lose out on your dream home. Question 6, how do you help determine what a home is worth? One mistake many buyers make is assuming the list price equals market value. It doesn't. Ask your agent how they evaluate the following: comparable sales, neighborhood trends, days on market, appreciation, resale potential. You want data, not opinions. Question 7, what happens if we find problems during the inspection? Every house has issues, even new construction. The important question is how your agent handles negotiations afterward. Can they negotiate repairs? Can they negotiate credits? Can they identify what is cosmetic versus what's a serious structural concern? Experience matters here. Question 8, how do you negotiate? Every agent will tell you that they're a great negotiator. Ask for examples. What was a difficult negotiation? How did they save their client money? How did they overcome obstacles? Stories reveal much more than promises. Question 9, what professionals do you recommend? Buying a home requires an entire team. Ask who they recommend for the following: lenders, inspectors, insurance agents, contractors, title companies, attorneys if needed. Great agents surround themselves with great professionals, and you should be able to tap into that. You shouldn't be forced to find all these people by yourself, screen them. Hopefully your agent as a professional has a list of professionals that they like to work with because of their professionalism, their experience in getting the job done. Explain the entire buying process to me. A professional agent should be able to explain the process from beginning to end, from pre-approval to searching, offers, conducting negotiations, inspections, appraisals, the final walkthrough, and closing. If they can't clearly explain the process, that's probably a concern. What are the biggest mistakes buyers make? This question tells you how they educate their clients. Listen carefully. The best agents don't just open doors. They prepare you to make good decisions. Question 12. What happens if the deal falls apart? Sometimes contracts fail for the following: inspections, financing, title issues, and appraisals. A seasoned professional already has a plan for these situations. Ask how they handle setbacks. Question 13. Can I speak with some of your recent clients? Reviews are helpful. Conversations are better. Ask for 2 or 3 recent buyers willing to discuss their experience. Ask them, did the agent communicate well? Were there any surprises? And would you hire them again? Those answers are incredibly telling. Question 14. How are you paid? Many buyers don't realize that in today's market, compensation can vary on how the transaction is structured. Ask your client, your agent, to clearly explain the following: how they're compensated, whether any buyer agreements include compensation terms, and what costs, if any, would they be responsible for. In Florida, we have a broker-buyer agreement that we do, a BBA. It's signed before we show houses. And this clearly explains the compensation process. So don't gloss over that. Don't be afraid to have that conversation. Your agent should be prepared to talk compensation with you. And question 15. Why should I hire you instead of another agent? This may be the most important question. Listen carefully. Do they talk about themselves, or do they talk about helping you achieve your goals? The best agents focus on serving their clients, not selling themselves. Before we wrap up, let's talk about some warning signs. I like to call them red flags. Be cautious if an agent pressures you to make quick decisions. If they can't explain contracts clearly. If they're difficult to reach. If they don't listen to your goals. If they promise unrealistic prices. If they seem more interested in the sale than finding the right home. Trust your instincts. And final thoughts here. Buying a home isn't simply selling property. It's choosing where your memories are going to be made. Hopefully you're going to be living in this home for a while. It's one of the biggest financial decisions most families ever make. The right real estate agent becomes more than someone unlocking doors. Remember, they're your advisor, your negotiator, your problem solver, your advocate. Take your time, ask good questions, and interview more than one agent. The right professional will welcome those questions because confident professionals know that informed clients make better decisions. Right? That's what we're doing. We are helping you bring clarity to the process so you can make the best decision for you. In closing, I just want to thank you for joining me on the Next Mission podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, share it with someone who's thinking about buying a home. And if you'd like to hear more practical advice on buying and selling, investing, and navigating today's real estate market, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, I'm Alex Leonovich, reminding you that every successful move starts with the right mission and the right team beside you. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Next Mission Podcast.